Hey, it's James here from Guitarist.com, and today I want to talk about getting past those initial phases with lead guitar. When it comes to first starting out, it's pretty simple, and I'm sure you all have done, some or a lot of that work to get into it. Learning some licks and riffs from your favorite songs, reading tab, maybe playing power chords or even the minor pentatonic scale. That's at least how I got started. I was a chubby 17-year-old kid, and I just kind of spent my time playing video games and accomplishing nothing with my life. And then one day I went to go hang out with one of my friends, and he was all of a sudden really into playing guitar, and he showed me all this really cool stuff. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimmy Page, Eddie Van Halen, Steve Vai, and it immediately appealed to me. And I'm sure you have a similar story yourself. You see these people playing guitar amazingly, and you wonder, like, how can I get to the point where I can do that? For me personally, I just started playing and practicing lots. I learned some scales, techniques, some fretboard stuff, some theory. I did all that, and I still couldn't take a solo. I still couldn't do the thing that I thought I was going to be able to do after all that practice. And I struggled with the reality of that. How do you go from learning all these little bits and pieces to actually being able to improvise and play lead guitar? I tried going to open mic nights and jams, and frankly, I embarrassed myself a few times, but through that, I learned a lot, and today I want to share with you the result of those experiences. I want to share with you a crucial concept that got me from that point of just knowing some stuff on guitar to being able to freely express myself. So today I'm going to show you my 5-step system for not memorizing a scale, but being able to use the scale. We're flipping it around and we're using it before we even memorize it. We want to focus on playing right away, and even as a very beginner, be able to express yourself right away and then channel that momentum into a healthy foundation on guitar. Before we dive in, I have a quick word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is me. That's right, I'm sponsoring this video with my new lead guitar course, The Complete Lead Guitarist. It goes over all the fundamentals and everything that you need, even if you've never touched a guitar before. But it's also built to help people who have maybe learned a bunch of stuff about lead guitar, but were never able to put it all together and hit that point where they can be playing their own solos and express themselves on lead guitar. It's a complete step-by-step system, a bunch of video lessons broken down into modules with a printable workbook that has everything written out, with a discussion feature where you can directly ask me questions as you're taking the course. And it's not only going to teach you about the stuff, it's going to teach you how to practice it, how to actually get it under your fingers, and to experience what it's like to play lead guitar. I built this course to help you catch up to where you deserve to be and to reach your goals. I have it linked down below, and you'll see that there's also a coupon code for 30% off, and that's available to the first 100 people that sign up right now. So copy down that coupon code, visit the link, enroll today. The first 100 people are going to get 30% off. All the information is down below. Otherwise, we're going to move on to the lesson. Here are my 5 steps for learning any scale and actually being able to use it. Step 1 is to explore the scale at your own pace. And for this example, I want you to use the 3x3 box that's right here. So we have the 5th fret on the A string going to the 7th fret using my index and ring finger. Then on the D string, same thing, 5, 7. And on the G string, same thing, 5, 7. And if you look at the fretboard like that, like a little grid, it makes this 3x3 box, and that's a really good way to visualize it. And just FYI, this is part of the A minor pentatonic scale, but the whole point is to not worry about the whole scale and focus that energy on being creative. And this excerpt of the scale, this 3x3 box, has everything we need. It's like when people learn the entire scale first, they kind of just play the scale up and down. And when you watch somebody taking a solo, they're not playing the scale up and down. They're using little pieces of it. So step 1, we're going to take that simple shape and explore it at our own pace. Just, having some fun with it. just explore the scale. You can just play the same note over and over again. You can play it up, play it back down, do the same thing over and over again. It's totally up to you. You just set a timer and spend like 2 minutes exploring the scale 100% in your own way in order to get in touch with it, not just to memorize a shape, but to listen to it and experience it. Step 2, we're going to get out our metronome. And I know a lot of people, when they hear the word metronome, they start having like heart palpitations, but you don't have to worry. This is going to be simple. It's going to be fun. There's no expectations. We just want to turn our metronome on. I'm going to set mine to 60 beats per minute, which it is not set to yet, to 60 beats per minute. And it's just going to click away. And we play notes from our little 3x3 box along with the metronome. You're doing the exact same thing as step 1, but now you're playing them with the metronome. Not on every click, take some breaks. If you're having trouble putting that all together, just pick one note from your box and focus on listening to the beat. You could count along with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just count as you're playing. Building up your rhythm is something that's going to take some time, and it's not going to happen in like 5 seconds. The whole point of this is when you play with other musicians, there's going to be some sort of steady beat happening that everybody in the room is latching onto, and the metronome is emulating that experience. Now, there's no one thing I can say and you suddenly get it, but just being exposed to it in the form of, not in the form of exercises, but just being exposed to it, listening and experimenting, you're going to develop confidence and comfort over time. It does sink in. And once we spent some time with the metronome, we can start to add a little bit of rhythm to it. So this is step 3. We're going to abuse a rhythm. And that means we're going to play it every which way we can. The rhythm goes like this. 1 and 2 and. So I'm doing a downstroke on beat 1 and then a down up on 2 and. Just like when you're doing a strumming pattern, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So you learn it just playing a single note from our little 3x3 box, and then you try it with a couple notes, and you can just go 1 and 2 and. Just change notes. 1 and 2 and. It can be any 2 notes. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. And honestly, if you just did this, going between different notes, like 2 or 3 at a time, you would discover thousands of different musical phrases. And then you just, learn another rhythm, change it up a little bit, and you'll get 1,000 more. The whole point of this is to break down the scales and rhythms to the atomic level. These are the components of soloing: pitch and rhythm, 2 of them. There's tons of components. We can go on in another lesson about that. But anyways, these are what we're focusing on right now, and we're doing it in the simplest way because it allows us to focus on being musical instead of being bombarded or even getting lost in an entire scale, riff, lick, song, or whatever else it is. Now, step 4, we're going to forget about that rhythm for a minute, and we're going to load up the backing track. And the backing track that I made for this already has some rhythm in it. Every track does. So, we're just attacking rhythm from a different angle here. Instead of a rhythm that we learned, we're going to absorb some of the rhythm from that backing track, and we're just going to explore the notes like we did in step 1. But now the most important thing here with step 4 is to focus on the backing track and really listen to it. That's probably the best piece of advice I ever received, was learning how to listen. One of my teachers at music school told me to listen when I play, and I thought, hell, I'm listening all the time. What are you talking about? Well, what he meant was when you're playing with other people, you listen to them. You don't listen to yourself. You listen to the music so that you can be a part of it. And that was huge advice. Whenever I'm playing in a band and I feel like I'm not really doing my part, or, I'm having a hard time getting into it, I focus on everybody else. I listen to the music around me and it becomes a source of inspiration. So we're going to listen to the track and explore the scale. And we're not going to worry about that rhythm. It's kind of going to go like this. Then finally, step 5, we're going to play on the backing track with that rhythm from step 3. And this is the point where we start putting all those things together, trying it with a single note, with a couple notes. You do your own thing, then you come back to the rhythm. A lot of people are told to start at this point, to just try to jam on a track without any idea what to do. But by doing the previous steps in this system, you end up with a clear path to being able to do that. And you keep working on it, keep exploring notes, exploring rhythms, practicing them at your own pace, and then with a backing track. And that's the path to being able to solo confidently, for learning how to actually use scales properly on guitar and say something with them and not just memorize it. If you enjoy learning like this, I have an entire course full of this stuff. It's available through the link down below. There's also a coupon code there that'll give you 30% off for the first 100 people to check it out. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell icon. Have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.